Hey guys, this is Jamie. A lot of people have been asking me about the new Godzilla movie that had come out, and I'm finally here to give my thoughts on it. First of all, you may have noticed that the room looks a little different. Well, I moved. I actually have a room now about 3 towns away from my original space, so for now, it's gonna work out. And I'm trying to think of a way if I want to incorporate that into the 4th season of The Nerd or not. But that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to talk about that. Not yet, at least. What did I think about Godzilla? Well, I went to go see it in theaters just so I could say on the roster that I had seen one. And then there was the Riff Tracks thing with the Matthew Broderick film. And that altogether was pretty interesting, but I can officially say, hey, I've seen a Godzilla movie in theaters. And I know a lot of people were complaining about him being in it for 6 minutes total, whatever it was. Doesn't matter. The point is, it's a true Godzilla movie. We don't have a mess on our hands like Roland Emmerich did with his 98 movie, whatever. But it's a unique trade-off if you actually think about it, because what would you rather have? The 98 version, excuse me if I said 96 before, the 98 version where it's I'd say about a good portion of the movie has the big guy in them, and it was a horrible movie versus the 2014 cut, where it's a great movie and great cast and characters, but you only see about maybe 6 minutes of him total, so I don't know what the trade-off would be within that, but I mean, pick your poison, that's all I can say. Actually, I'd been following it for a while, since 2000 and I believe it was 9, because they had originally wanted it to be Godzilla 3D to IMAX. I remember that much because on the poster he was trashing Las Vegas, and I don't remember how the poster looked. I remember it was either the 2004 version that in the movie was going to be the 2003, or if it was the 2003 on the poster, it was going to be the 2004. But I think it was the 2004 on the poster versus 2003 in the movie. And that was originally going to be by Yoshimo Bano. I don't know, I can't pronounce the guy's name, but the guy who made Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster. It was supposed to be Death Law or something like that. That it was like a cousin or a spawn of Hedra. And they didn't like it. So they decided, because it was supposed to be like a 43-minute American, to IMAX sort of thing. So well, why don't we just make a full-length movie out of it? And they were going to have it in 2012. Well, they put Bano on as as one of the executive producers, and Gareth Edwards, who just got done with Monsters, beautiful, beautiful movie by the way, was cast as director. And when he envisioned his movie, he makes a lot of references to Jaws, where it's you get the suspense, you get the feeling, and I assume that's why Godzilla isn't in it for as long as he is, because it builds tension. I mean, you want to see that fight, and then when you finally get it at the end, you're like, yes. But I hear in part 2 they are saying that the fans are gonna get exactly what they want, and I'll get into the sequel here in a little bit. Aaron Taylor Johnson as the main lead, I thought was kind of weird. I know my eyes always shift off. Aaron Taylor Johnson was kind of, I don't know, fresh out of Kick-Ass and Avengers Age of Ultron, which came out after it, and that was a good movie too, by the way. But yeah, no, I don't know why. I just thought he was a weird choice. I mean, they've really been pushing him a lot. He's gotten some hype over the years. I've noticed there's a lot of big name movies that want him. It's really kind of weird. And then Elizabeth Olsen, who plays his wife, and it's kind of really unrealistic, because he's whatever, 20 something, maybe 28, and she's 28, and they're both. think realistically they're at least probably in between 28 and 31, and they've got a 3-year-old kid or something like that. I don't know, but it kind of looks, it's kind of a little unrealistic. But you know, I guess that's how people are nowadays. They get married young, they have kids young. It's possible. So that was believable. But yeah, Bryan Cranston, he was. Oh, sorry about before the Bryan Cranston, which was funny. I was just going to make the reference that it's funny how that they hire Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen as like husband and wife in this, and then in Age of Ultron they're like brother and sister as Quicksilver Scarlet Witch. I don't think a whole lot of people actually caught that, but it's kind of really funny if you think about it. But no, going back to Bryan Cranston, like he had stated in an interview that like Godzilla was one of his favorites because with King Kong, and this is how it goes. Like with King Kong, it's always like, ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, I don't like that. Godzilla is one of those monsters that comes in, he destroys everything. He doesn't give a shit about what happens. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if the guy's like 200 feet taller than he is. He doesn't care. He will come in and give it all he's got and then walk away. He doesn't care. And I guess that's kind of why I liked him too growing up versus like King Kong or and like Gamera, he was too like childish and stuff. I don't know. Like I never really got into Gamera that much. And then Dracula and Frankenstein and the rest of the Universal clan, self-explanatory. But yeah, no, Bryan Cranston, he gives it all he's got. And he's only in the movie for like the first 45 minutes. Spoilers, yeah. I don't even know if that is or not. By this time it should already be out on Blu-ray. But yeah, no, Bryan Cranston's in it for like the first, I think it's 45 minutes. But he even knows that too. And pretty much every single piece of footage that you see in the trailer is pretty much every single piece of footage he has in the movie. That's it. That's all he has. So yeah, if you saw the trailer and if you saw like the clips that they released, and you see him in that confiscated office, and he's just giving it all he's got. He's just shouting and screaming. That's stuff that wins Academy Awards right there, by the way. And those were like the only 3 big names I even recognized. Like I know there were a lot more, like Sally Hawkins and Kent Watanabe. And Kent Watanabe, I remember, as Ra's al Ghul, the impersonator one from Batman Begins. But you know, I thought it was pretty good. And the Mutos, by the way, they remind me a lot of Gaios, of Gaios from Gamera Guardian of the Universe. It's like they mixed Gaios with the Cloverfield monster, with Clover, which it kind of sucks in a way, because it's if you got like American monsters, Japan. One of the nice things about Japan is their creativity for making monsters. Just take a look at Guy again. I mean, this guy's got a buzzsaw on his stomach and lasers shooting out of it, like a thing above his eye, and he's got like hook hands. Like that's probably the most creative thing you could ever like envision. Like King Ghidorah, 3 heads, all snakes, 2 tails, no hands, whatever. That's pretty cool too, but Toho's made a lot of good stuff. I mean, I can kind of see them like giving the okay on the Muto, and I kind of can't. I don't know why. They could have been like they could have taken control altogether and been like, oh yeah, well we're just envisioning our own thing. Which is actually funny because now Toho like is in production to have a new Godzilla movie come out next year. Because this is like 2015, and they know that Gareth Edwards one was such a huge smash at the box office that they started drumming up their own movie. I thought it was actually pretty kind of funny. But yeah, no, Godzilla, he's gained a few pounds, maybe eating a couple cheeseburgers. And no, that was like the one thing I remember everybody was complaining about. I'm like, who cares? He had thunder thighs in the 90s. But, so, yeah, he looks good. He looks good. I like the design. The design on the back was inspired by the Orga Millennium 2000 cut, Godzilla 2000. Yeah, actually, Gareth Edwards had actually said that was one of his favorite movies. But yeah, a lot of people were complaining because they said that he would appear on screen. The first time I remember he appeared on screen, him getting out of the water was enough to flood like Hawaii. Like I don't think anybody's ever tried doing that before. Like this is probably the first time. So he gets out of the water and he walks straight up to the airport, and all I know is a Mudo like hits one of the tanks and it goes boom, just explodes into another truck, and as it explodes, a foot comes down and you drop from the foot and go all the way up to the head, and he roars and you're thinking, oh my god, this is going to be an awesome fight scene. And what do? They cut to a kid's sleep, and actually Johnson's kid's sleep, and he looks on the TV, and on the news broadcast it's Godzilla fighting the Mudo through the TV broadcast, and Elizabeth Olsen gives it that look like, and there's nothing like out of the ordinary. It's a legitimate look like you would give like if you saw like two like whatevers just fighting in the middle of Hawaii. It's a genuine look. It really is. And then that's the nice thing about it too. They really don't play it like a campy Godzilla movie. They play it like it's a real. Like if I were to look out a window right now, and I would see a 359-foot monster walking around, I'd be like, oh my god. And I've done that one of the nerd videos. I think it was the 50th episode. But yeah, like the way that they do it is pretty realistic, but there's a couple of times in the movie that made me snicker. Like there's like pays homage. It's not like the ho look what we did there. It's like they'll sit there and they'll be talking about the monitor, and the colonel will go, and where's Godzilla now? It's just like sounds like something they'd say in a 70s movie. And then at the end there, before Godzilla does his kiss of death like thing, the Mudos, actually the adversaries, they have this RPG attack that's able to eradicate all electrical energy around them with a simple surge of the ground. So they hit the ground and it takes out everything electrical. If planes are flying, they're screwed. So he takes out the boat and he hovers over Aaron Taylor Johnson, who's obviously like the army dude in the movie that kind of gets suckered into all this. Well, he's hovering over him here. And he looks up, he just pulls out a pistol. I'm sitting there and just laugh. I'm like, what are you going to do with a pea shooter? But that's like when Godzilla grabs him and goes just right down his throat. And then I've never heard, like, I know people like legitimately say the audience like cheers and stuff, but this was the first time I legitimately heard an audience cheer. That was insane. Like, I've heard them clap and go all out. I didn't even hear them do that in the Avengers, and that was ridiculous. But this was just for a scene. This wasn't even for the movie altogether. But I think that's kind of ridiculous in a way itself. And I like the way that they present Godzilla. I mean, he's not the hero. He's not the, hey kids, save the earth sort of deal. No, he's an animal. He's got instincts. But he's also not really there to destroy stuff. He's kind of just, there to take out the monster and leave. That's it. But the design in itself kind of reminds me of the 85 version with Raymond Burr, The Legend is Reborn, Godzilla 1985. Which, by the way, I've also heard rumors that in 2016, which would be next year, the rights will expire to, I think the New World Picture rights to the American copy will expire. So every piece of right will revert right back to Toho. There will be no more legal issues over who owns who, and they'll finally get this bastard to DVD, and I'm just worried about the DVD. Just they'll get it to DVD in North America, and everybody will be happy. And they'll just bring out the mugs and start singing Kumbaya and all this stuff. I'm very happy about that. But I heard it's a rumor as of now, so I'm kind of hoping it's a true rumor. It's on IMDb. Go check it out. I don't know. You know more about it than I would. Kind of like when they said the Angry Video Game Nerd movie was going to be produced by Columbia Pictures. I don't know why I even thought of that. But yeah, like no, this movie was really good. I liked it. It felt like a tip of the hat back to the '54 movie with the destructive part, and it's where it takes itself seriously, but it also felt like a tip of the hat back to the '70s movies without being overly campy. So it's a nice blend of the two, and I think only Gareth himself could have pulled it off. But now before I shut this off, I got to talk about the sequel. At Comic-Con, there was a trailer that they had released where apparently, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I'm giving you like permission to correct me if I'm wrong. JFK had actually done like some voiceover or something, and then I think it was Ken Watanabe's voice. I heard this from an inside source. Had said there were others, and on the screen it flashed like a shadow of Rodan, and it would say codename Rodan, and then it would show like an uppercut of Mothra, and it would say codename Mothra, and then like you would hear King Ghidorah, and it would go codename Ghidorah. So I'm very excited about that, by the way. So they're going to it's going to be like a remake of Ghidorah the three-headed monster. I had to think about that for a second. But I remember Gareth had originally said, yeah, I want to do like a destroy all monsters type of ordeal where everybody's all on one island. And as soon as he said that, the first thing I thought of was IDW's Godzilla's Gangsters and Goliaths. I don't know why. But it just sounds funny. Like, okay, they're bringing Gangsters and Goliaths to the screen. I'm excited for that. And then I heard the third one's going to deal with a Mechagodzilla prototype. It's not really going to be Mechagodzilla. It's more like a robot. You get the idea. Just military. It'd be like Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 without it actually being Mechagodzilla. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I hope to be making more of these, and you know, stuff's going real good, and it took me a while. I know I've been off the web for about a year now, but I had to take care of some stuff, and I'm finally settled, so hopefully I can start doing these again. Alright, well, I'll talk to you later.